Hey, you guys, watch out! They'll come! Get out of the way! Get out of the...
There was probably about 15 kids present in the park at the time. About 3 of them almost got hit. They actually had to jump out of the way. And I would say he had to have been going at least 60, I mean, in the parking lot.
The teenager went on quite a joyride before he ended up here at this park in Syracuse. It started in Duchesne County, where police say the 14-year-old stole his grandpa's car and drove it several hours back toward his home in Sunset.
We caught up with him, and when the officer initiated the traffic stop, he did not slow down.
My heart dropped. I honestly thought one of those kids was going to die.
Police say the 14-year-old weaved at high speeds through neighborhoods and eventually turned into this park. That's when officers called off the chase for fear it might endanger the kids there. It was a quick-thinking parent who jumped in his truck and rammed the stolen car, finally ending the chase. The 14-year-old is expected to face charges and is behind bars at a nearby detention facility. Neither driver was hurt in the crash.
Get out of the way!
Honestly, I haven't stopped shaking since it happened. I'm just glad that everybody's safe.
We're talking about here North Dallas, this driver heading southbound on Abrams. Now, this is a very tight shot that we have here from Chopper 5, but we know that police officers are right behind us. Oh, we've had a collision here. This is on Abrams. Do we have the intersection, guys?
And,
Do we know?
The driver's getting out.
Getting out.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. And that's
very angry confrontation here with the driver who was just hit.
And another person in the other car got out, and they seemed to have that driver.
Those are citizens that he hit at that
Right.
intersection.
Yes.
They're restraining him.
You have to imagine police are close by.
Yeah, the police cars are pulling up at this time, and those are officers right there trying to take him into custody. And I did want to remind our viewers we are on a little bit of a tape delay, although our audio is live. And now you can see police officers on top of the suspect.
And the
that
person
suspect
who's
was
on the
probably
ground
going about 60 miles an hour or so when he collided into those cars at the intersection.
And if you can see, as Matt overhead there in HD 8, just by that van there, looks like a child, from what I can tell, being embraced by one of the people who got out of that van. You see him just on the left side of the van there. That woman, obviously very emotional, and immediately after the crash ran over to the driver's side door of that white car that police had been chasing this afternoon.
Edward George, 910. Edward George, 910. He crashed. Yeah, where you at?
skating in the middle of the road. To cops, it's an obvious no-no, and Deputy Daniel Zazumbo makes a stop.
You got your ID on you?
But less than 20 seconds into the exchange,
I don't care. You're right in the middle of the road.
the border bails, and the fight is on. The deputy struggles to detain a larger man.
He was down on the ground being choked by the guy, and he looked like he was in trouble, you know.
Jake McMichael, an off-duty firefighter, starts to pull over as a doctor runs to the deputy's aid.
Hey! Get off of him! Right now!
Soon, it's 3 men versus the border, later identified as Everett Gerdes.
Take it easy, big boy. You're down.
I grabbed the guy's arm and wrist and just kind of cranked it behind his back, and he was still trying to fight us and everything.
Stop resisting!
I cranked it even harder, trying to force a little pain, you know, get him to stop a little bit, maybe fall to the ground. The officer kind of laid on his other arm, and I held that one behind his back.
As backup arrives, the border seems to have had enough.
Just relax.
But we're just working our way through these neighborhoods. You can see it's very tight, even for that car. And you can see that the officers get these opportunities. They get very close to that car, but they're still giving that person at least enough room to make his own decisions. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's it. That's, oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, no! You're trying to get through. That truck not letting him go. That truck not letting him go through there. A very dangerous situation for sure. That guy, Bo! That's a dangerous situation as well. Using that vehicle is definitely, you know, he knows what's going to happen out here. Officers from LAPD, they've got their weapons out. I do not see any less than lethal. If that driver continues to hit those vehicles, the officers' vehicles, this could end very, very badly. Right now, though, you can see him turning the wheel, trying to do something. The helicopter that just passed LAPD officers, weapons out, and numbers of officers now getting around that vehicle. That car, apparently not off, as I understand it, has not stalled out, and that driver still trying to get away. Very dangerous situation for those officers.
Heading back north now on 45. Thank you, Doc.
With HPD, I mean, right on his trail there. In fact, HPD heading in front of, is that, okay,
no.
We see him now, okay.
Trying to get down to the feeder road or trying to get down to a surface street. Doors open.
Here's the doors opening right now. The suspect then trying to.
Not getting out just yet, though. He's still going. This will be back into the neighborhood just at the I-45 and 610 interchange, and there he goes. There's an officer.
Oh. Well, we're not sure what's happening.
This may be a citizen that has helped him out. This may be a citizen.
Looks like it.
A police pursuit in Southern California ended with the help of a quick-thinking Samaritan. You're seeing the pursuit here. A suspect crashed a stolen car during the chase, hopped out, sprinted across those 3 lanes of traffic, as you see, but continued to try to get away on wheels, but on a skateboard this time.
No, he didn't.
Driver of that red truck, the Good Samaritan we're talking about, blocked the way. Officers were able to close in, cornering the guy, and took him down. The man now in custody.
Skateboard, really?
Hey, do what you got to do.
He's slowing down quite a bit here. This is an interesting indicator. And he's in Gorman proper right now. You see that truck right there. Oh, I see. Well, they've got the right lanes coned off right here, but not sure why that is. Look at this. He goes right around that car. And but he's really going slow right now. We're not sure why. Maybe getting into some construction-related traffic here. That's what it looks like. No, this is a real mess right here. Look at this. Ooh, look at that. He hits that one semi. It's certainly, oh, look at this. Oh, my goodness, that is amazing. The semi actually blocked this guy so that he couldn't get by. The guy ended up crashing right into that second semi right there. CHP's right behind him here. Not known the condition of the driver of that car, but that was amazing. What we believe to be a good Samaritan move there by the rightmost of those trucks. It's the leftmost. Yeah, they did that, and they did a great job of stopping this guy. Look at this. One chippy comes over the top of that.
Have you seen this foot chase here? Well, Actioner 1 captured a guy tackling a man after 2 people were shot in Brandon yesterday. Here's our Chris Trankman with what deputies have to say to this Good Samaritan.
It all happened in an instant. A double shooting near a school, children on lockdown, and possible gunmen on the loose. That's when this man, a Walmart theft control employee, took action.
Nobody's going to get up here and say, we suggest you do that.
Hillsborough County Sheriff's investigators always say the prudent decision would be to let the professionals handle the situation. But in this case, the Good Samaritan decided not to stay on the sidelines at his own risk.
This guy could have easily had a gun and fired at him, but it worked out. He did what he felt he had to do.
In another example of spontaneous heroics, a man in Oklahoma City earlier this year tried to hold a child hostage in a supermarket, but this bystander moved his cart to block the kidnapper's escape, even though the suspect was armed with a knife.
Each of us have our own moral conscience, and each of us have to make decisions on what part of an event that we want to become involved.